All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is your General Greene. I salute all of you here, May 16th, 2025. What an amazing, gorgeous, beautiful day. You are incredible people. You have a chance in the next 6 months to take advantage of a massive opportunity because the United States of America and the world stage at large is being reset into the most magnificent, insane 2.0 pre-engineered, pre-planned con job and overthrow of the old system. This will include the end of the US dollar hegemonic order and a pre-planned, by design, by the very deep state cabal elite to overthrow American sovereign order, something Donald Trump, our great president, is fighting as we speak, and we should pray for him because this will be abrupt. This will result in a continuation of the greatest wealth transfer in world history, a move into a new economic system backed by blockchain and, of course, digitization. This includes artificial intelligence and the robotic technologies that they are currently rolling out to the American people. This reset will be marked, and I'm using that word for a reason, by the new system that they're going to use to replace the old order. Again, this goes back many years to Bretton Woods, to World War I, to Pearl Harbor, to World War II, to removing us from the gold standard, from the criminal central private bank still in existence to this day. Probably the same people, quite frankly, I have to say, in my opinion, that attempted to take out Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. And because of the blessing of God, he is still with us to this day. The very deep, dark, demonic cabal state has plans for you tuning in. And I have brought a message of truth for nearly 20 years on how to get ready, how to prepare, the exact systematic game plan and strategy of this very dirty, ugly, demonic, Satan-worshiping, bloodthirsty cabal that, again, has it out for the American people, wants you enslaved, wants you a bitch to the deep state and the new system. Now, these safety nets are going to be rolled out very soon. UBI and universal basic income after this wealth transfer is complete in the next 6 months. You must understand that 2030 is the nail in the coffin. The dollar is officially dead now in 2025, and you have 6 months to pivot, leverage, profit, get your money out of the banks. There will be continued systemic events in the United States, the Americas, and the westernized world. Expect massive economic defaults. Expect more bank runs. Of course, we saw this with Credit Suisse recently, Silvergate, Silicon Valley, Citizens Bank, FTX, even Coinbase, which we'll talk about today, was hacked earlier today. Another reason to maintain sovereignty over your assets outside of the banks into something physical with no bank debt that you control in a private, unhackable ecosystem. You can't hack real estate with no bank debt. Real estate with no bank debt is solid as gold, built on a foundation of biblical rock. It is the ark for a reason, and there's going to be hysteria, pandemonium, panic in the streets, I believe, over the next 6 months, because the hyperinflationary collapse, the great reset that my father, my members, all y'all have been preparing for, exiting the system, moving into physical assets, getting into gold, silver, real estate, getting out of debt, preparing for the blockchain tokenized reset. And I'd like to comment on this as well because somebody asked me earlier today, what is your opinion, General, on the idea that quantum-based computers could hack let's say, Bitcoin? Well, first of all, they can't hack Bitcoin. Bitcoin is unhackable. And even if that was the case, then there would be absolute panic, hysteria, Mad Max collapse, cities lit on fire before Bitcoin was ever hacked, because quantum-based computing systems would liquidate every single bank account in America, every single hedge fund, all of Wall Street, your 401ks, retirement accounts, your ATMs, major brokerages like Fidelity, Schwab would absolutely collapse under the hackable pressure of such an event. So you must understand what's at greater risk is not Bitcoin, and it's certainly not physical assets. You can't hack dirt, okay? You can't hack a house. But even if quantum computing was able to hack Bitcoin, just to theoretically think this through, you'd be far more screwed in normal society than you would be with Bitcoin. So again, I thought all this 20 years ago, right? So even before the advent and creation of Bitcoin, I knew as a banker that they would overthrow the system and that they couldn't pay back the debt. And I knew, working in these tall, monolithic buildings, that you didn't need that. I mean, there was no need for infrastructure. There was no need for the bricks. There was no need for the labor. There was no need for the tellers. What a waste. No need for having to pay benefits and health care when you can simply replace all of them with robots. And you have to understand, in the next 6 months, there will be a seismic collapse in human labor. Middlemen, middle women, brokering deals in between. I look at it from a real estate perspective. And again, this has nothing to do, being against real estate people. My dad's, a broker. But I'm pointing out that there is no need for title, middlemen, insurance, middlemen, real estate, middlemen. There is no need for any of it. It's wasted expense, wasteful fees, and you can absolutely delete 99.99% of all the useless eaters. Not to use my words, and that's not how I personally feel about humanity. I'm using Goldman Sachs words. I'm using BlackRock that hates your guts. I'm using the dirty, demonic, Satan-worshiping, deep state, blood-slurping words. You are a useless eater and they don't need you. And they are going to enjoy firing each and every one of you and destroying all of your lives and resetting you into a technological dystopia, robotic age of which they will replace you by robots. And don't kid yourself and don't think this is not coming. Again, even the creative arts are at risk. I would argue that creative arts and creativity and very highly unique skills will be the most blessed and the highest stickiness moving forward. Anything that's commoditized, like generalized, will be replaced by robots. You don't even need legal firms anymore. You can replace all entities. You can replace all almost services. You have entire consulting departments now in the palm of your hands, powered by ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence technologies that they haven't even released yet. My friend Eric Schmidt, who I'm not super close with, but I have met from time to time, and I've had some very honest discussions with him. I don't agree with him on all topics, especially on the spiritual side, but he is a very pragmatic man. He is extremely smart, and he is highly connected, of course, into DARPA, the military-industrial complex, one of the most powerful men in Google, and the AI realm. And he's flat out told me that, look, Christopher, all of society is finished. In the next 6 months, you must understand what I'm telling you. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. You have 6 months to exit the banks. You have 6 months to call my dad. You have 6 months to get ready for the Reset 2.0. Robots, AI, quantum-based systems, deep state computing algorithms are going to replace you and all human labor and functionality. God bless the president. I pray for him daily, actually. And he's all over the Middle East now. And notice he chose that course of direction for a reason. And notice who he's traveling with. Musk, Altman, the AI guys, Alex Karp, head of Palantir, right? Trading at an enormous valuation. Larry Fink, other major Fortune 100. They are setting up and attempting to combat a Chinese commie-style digitized invasion and attack in the United States. A digital Pearl Harbor 2.0. And this is what many Americans have failed to understand for so long. They're like, well, where's the World War III? You're in it now, cuck. Do you not remember the lockdowns? Do you not remember? And have you not recognized you're living in a reset now? Have you noticed the hyperinflation? And by the way, housing prices still soaring, still going up. In fact, reports came out yesterday from various independent bodies that mortgages and applications are increasing still, even with rising rates. Not to mention most of the activities all cash anyways, and it's all BlackRock, and it's all private equity and hedge funds, which we're fighting on your behalf here at the Digital Noah's Ark. The whole goal is to enslave all of you. The whole goal is that through the unlimited printing press of the deep state, they're now going to buy every single American city and town. Even where you thought it was safe, where Americans are moving for opportunity will be bought by BlackRock. They are going to take control of every aspect of your life, from food, water, air, resources, and most importantly, the assets they intend to tokenize before enslaving you. Do you get it? And do you understand the war that we are fighting and that I serve on your behalf along with my team and my father as your general? And this is a very complicated situation, even from Trump's perspective. And don't think that the attacks have stopped on Trump. Don't think he is still not in danger. Don't think that you should not be praying every single day for the men and women that are leading a revolt in 1776 fashion against these creeps, against these very, very, very evil people. So on the positive side, let's focus on the positives because we're about solutions here at the Digital Noah's Ark. You have now and today to get super aggressive to profit from what you know is ahead. You're smarter than the beast. You're smarter than the machine. You know what I know. You tune in, right? You've been with me for decades. So you have an opportunity now to protect you and your families before the panicked, hysterical masses catch on. Before the sheeple light their hair on fire in toilet paper runs like 2020. Before the bank runs and next equivalent lockdown martial law scenarios hit the streets of America. Before the next digital event. And remember, they've been prepping us for the digital event that's coming. We have a perfect setup for altcoin season right now. We see Ethereum up with a 40, near 50% gain in the last 7 days, the last week. Congratulations for all you tuning in, taking my advice, and DCAing into the project, of course, and taking some profits. I've been recommending that. If you're up huge, you need to take profits, DCA, step up a tier into this, like Darius did yesterday. Just crushed 250K. Amazing, man. God bless you, brother, and your whole family. And I'm praying for you guys too every day, as I know you guys are praying for me, my family, my father, and the team. Thank you so much. But you need to be getting super, super aggressive here because very few of you, not my audience, but very few Americans truly understand this setup. Look, there's a reason why Donald Trump has moved into meme coins. He's moving into tokenization. He set up a crypto Cesar, right? His first order of business and his first meeting was crypto specific. Days before he was elected, what did the president do? Launch cryptocurrencies. Do you understand that this is the Great Reset? It's bigger than Bretton Woods 2.0. They'll be monetizing Fort Knox gold reserves to reset the system into a digital equivalent dollar that will combat the deep state order of the communist psychopath Chinese. Commies that do not believe in freedom, that do not believe in prosperity, who do not believe in individual sovereignty, as we do here in the United States of America, protected and backed by our God-faithful Second Amendment. They don't believe in any of that. The rest of the world is a slave ship. America isn't perfect. We've got our problems, but we are still best in class and best in the world, namely because we have the right to bear arms. And you must understand this as drones fill the skies, as robot armies parade your streets. There will be no negotiation with non-human artificial intelligence technology. These will be forceful, robotic armies. They will have superhuman strength. They will merge with human beings. Just yesterday, Apple computers and others, and notice there's a competing war for these various technologies, Neuralink, Synchron, are all moving forward with full-blown brain integration, which again is expected to go mainstream. I will not be complying. I will not be complying. I will not be complying. But I want you to understand that it wasn't made, the technology was not made for paraplegics, okay, and people that lost brain functionality. It was made for everyone. It was made for everyone. Brain implants will be ubiquitous in the future. And I encourage you to read your Bibles, get into Revelation, understand what the mark is, and resist and do not comply. 2020 was the setup for it. That was stage one of AIDS, so to speak. Now it's going to break out even more into the 2.0 version. So you need to understand where this is going and what the end goal and strategy is of these power brokers in charge. And what we are fighting, and good, honest Americans are fighting against as we speak. So you have an opportunity now. It's not going to last long. This is an opportunity window to get in, to move your money out of the banks, to profit from the next 6 months, because there's going to be a disruptive period of profitability in crypto. So let's talk about that specifically, as I've predicted now with Ethereum breaking out soon to reach new all-time highs. Keep your eye also on other major tokens like XRP and also Solana, which is a favorite of Wall Street. As those break out, reach new all-time highs, that is then going to move into the altcoin sector. It's going to hit my number 1000x pick RSR. It's going to send it to 100 billion plus minimum. That is a 1000x opportunity in my opinion. It's going to create, like water is flowing, opportunities into these areas as the reset unfolds. As the elites usher in a wealth transfer to themselves and prepare for the safety net and inevitability of universal peasantry, slave income for the rest of Americans left behind. Whether you like that or not, that is what is going to happen. This is a massive reset. You must be gathering preparations now. You must understand that your actions matter. It matters what you do today. It matters when you text and call and speak to my dad at 808-442-2934. It matters putting your money into a non-hackable, safe, no downside, physical, cash flow producing asset with no bank debt. That matters. There is going to be a liquidity crisis on Wall Street soon. in a sovereign bond market meltdown collapse. It will pale in comparison to previous bank runs. It will make 2008 and 09 look like a church picnic, like taking your kids out for a hot fudge sundae in comparison. It will make 1929 look like a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, panic, bond collapse, fixed income crisis, and of course, the Bitcoin pump and the crypto pump and the declaration of our great president here at MAGA country and the reset into what will be our competing, digitized, upgradable 2.0 US dollar stablecoin equivalent. This will all be working out, and it's being worked on now. This is what the Genius Act is. This is why the legislation is being talked about now, James. Yes, it is an SOS. God bless you, James. God bless. James, great biblical name. Love that name, James. God bless you and your family. God bless all Americans that are awake, that are fighting the deep state as we speak. To the Coreys of the world, the Johns and the Adams and the Macs and the Clints and the Lawns and the Adams and the Jays and the Pams and the Lindsays and the Stacys and the Samanthas and the Brads and the Angies and the Megans and the Jennys and the Mohammeds and the Jills and the Paulas and the Jeffreys and the Johns and the Robs and the Carls and the Quinces and the Andrews. I'm listing our actual members. Those are about 24 texts on one of my hard lines. Always prepared for everything, always prepared. Food, water, bug out bags, bunkers, all of it. Self-defense, financial prosperity. See, where a lot of your influencers, I think, have let down the American people is they don't offer any solutions for you. They don't tell you how to play offense and how to get rich. It's only preparation. It's only preparing for the worst. It's not also being on offense. Yeah, I've been always a very big proponent of solutions and new technologies that actually put you on the winning team, that put you in a room and state of advantage, where you're taking the shot before the American people realize what's up, before the panic hits. When I predicted and warned in 2019 of global lockdowns and panic and pandemonium, I warned months prior to the actual event. Very valuable information. Just like I'm warning now. So again, you need to be focusing on solutions and understand Bitcoin, 200K is next. 2 to 300K. Ethereum, 10K. XRP, $5 plus. RSR, I always look at market caps when I'm looking at low caps. $100 billion market cap, a minimum. Short-term 100x. Reset. Launch of further algorithmic technologies that they will surprise you with during the next 6 months, shrouded under the deception of the cabal's deep state cloud of panic and collapse. Again, they need an excuse. They need to pull a rabbit out of a hat, just like they did in 2020, and that rabbit out of a hat's going to be some kind of financial apocalypse or a war event or an attack on Taiwan or some kind of cyber event. Do you understand? It'll be a ruse. A ruse. Smoke and mirrors. Hegelian, dialectic, problem, reaction, deep state solution. Right? Do you understand? I know many of you do. So it's not accidental. It's planned. And what you do today matters. You have 6 months to profit. What you need to be doing now is onboarding the digital Noah's Ark. You need to click the link below and text and call my dad at 808-442-2934. There is still a little time to roll over your IRAs, 401ks, and retirement accounts while you still can. We accept major cryptos. Speak to my father about that as well. Also ACH and wire transfer. On our website, islandproject.com, fill out a 3 to 5 minute app. Takes just a few minutes. Fill it out to the best of your ability. Call us with any questions and fund immediately. God bless you, Dustin. This is the major event. This is the game-changing, life-changing opportunity. You have very, very little time. God bless you all. Please like and share. I'd love to hear your questions, comments in the box below. Jesus Christ is King. I'm praying for you all. I love all of you. God bless you. You are special, amazing, and beautiful people. God loves you. Jesus Christ made you in his perfect image. You are loved, and more importantly, if you ask Jesus into your heart, you are saved. I will see you in the kingdom of heaven. God bless.